Oh my goodness gracious. You guys, this is so cute. Literally. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a very exciting video that is pretty similar to one I filmed like a couple weeks ago but will have been posted a while before this. I am making another flower tube top, this time for me, and I'm gonna try super hard to make it fit because if you didn't watch my other vlog making a flower tube top, I basically like made one of these for my friends, but when I went to try on the one I'd made for myself a while ago, I realized it didn't fit anymore. So I put on my Depop and I was like, I'm gonna make a new one for myself. So today's yarn choices are this like beige color and like light purple, and I'm not gonna do like a lot of alternating. It's basically gonna be like all beige with a purple border, which I think is gonna look really cute. The only concern I have is like how much beige yarn I have, but I remember I made one of those flower tube tops and a triangle top with one ball of yarn when I like first made it. So I think I'll be fine, and if not, I'll either go buy more yarn or I'll just figure out a way to make the purple extend more, because obviously I have a decent amount of that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna get started. The first rows are the boring repeated single crochets that I just have to get over with, but after that then we get to the fun flower pattern, and I'm so excited that I am doing this pattern again. Anyway, if you want to follow the tutorial for that one, I'll link it down below and then also like put a tag right here, but otherwise let's get started. Okay, for my first row, I'm going to do my foundation single crochets, and I'm going to do it with the purple yarn just so I don't have to like add an extra single crochet row for no reason at the end. And I was going back to the flower tube top that did fit me because I made two for myself in the past, and I had the total number for this row as 58, which I'm still kind of like going back and forth on whether I want to keep it at that, but if anything it would change to 60, so not too big of a difference. Okay, and then I'm going to start my next row, so I'm going to switch yarn. And then here is where I'm going to do stacked single crochets, because honestly, since I've started doing them, it's made my life so much easier. And then once I do this gap row for all my single crochet rows, where I will come back to you after I'm done with them. But already I'm loving how the colors look next to each other. I like just randomly had the idea as I was looking at my yarn and deciding which one I wanted to choose. I was like, why don't I combine them? Especially because I feel like I've either made something with this color combo or seen something with it before that I really liked. Alright, now this first row's done. We're technically first two rows, and it's time to start my single crochets. So I will show you them for a little bit and then I will come back to you because I have a lot of rows to do. And then the best part honestly about this pattern is after you've absolutely suffered through doing these single crochets, you're just like rewarded by getting to do the flower pattern. It's so much faster, so much more fun, and way less monotonous in my opinion. So yeah, I will see you guys once I'm done. And there we go. We are done with the single crochet section. I'm gonna switch back to my other yarn just for one row because I want this gap row that kind of like transitions to also be in the purple yarn. And then after this gap row, we have one normal row before we can start the flower section. And then back at the end again, I'm switching back to my other color of yarn. Okay, I'm gonna change my yarn a little bit different here just because like the way the double crochet is looking is kind of weird, but I honestly don't really remember how to do it, so we will see if it'll even be possible. Is it like that? and then you just start crocheting. I literally cannot remember. Anyway, my one, I guess, reprieve from knowing how many ends I have right now is that I think I'll be able to crochet over a lot of them when oh yeah, it did work. Okay, perfect. Back to what I was saying. I think I'll be able to crochet over a lot of them when I do the border, but if that doesn't end up happening, this is gonna be so many ends that I honestly might not weave some of them in. I just like am entirely an ends weaving in hater, and it's just like the most boring part of the crochet process. And I know a lot of people like glue them down and stuff, but I just like don't trust that enough, so I'd rather just have the end out or take forever and then eventually weave it in, instead of like, I don't know, some people like tie them off, and like that's actually the most terrifying thing to me, because I'm like, but what if it comes apart? Like, what in the world are you gonna do? But I don't know, I also like don't fully mind the look of like a non-weaved in end on a crochet project, so I think that helps my case here. And very soon we will finally be able to start an actual pattern. I do have my other flower top over here so I can reference like the number of stitches I need to do, because for like the first couple rows where I just have gaps, I'm not really 100% sure what I need to do, and then after that in the flower pattern I'm pretty set. But especially because I think for this, oh wait, I forgot I was supposed to count this row, but I think for this I have a couple extra stitches, so I definitely need to make sure I like add my extra stitches at the beginning and the end, because it's going to be different than I have on the other top that I'm referencing. Alright, now I do need to just count my number in this row to make sure it's right, and I do think like I technically have to decrease because now I'm going to start going into my chains. Or have I already been going into my chains? I think I already have been, so maybe it's fine. Let's just count it really quick. Okay, I have 61, which I think means before I wasn't counting my stack single crochet, so I'm just going to put a decrease like I thought I would have to, so I can balance that out. Okay, I'm actually just going to reference this like comment I responded to in my original tutorial, because someone asked for a written pattern and I didn't have one, so I just like went through the video and wrote everything down. But it's honestly easier than trying to count it based off of my other version, just because based on this I have it clear like where you'd be putting the extra double crochets based on like how I was doing it, and on that one I might end up forgetting to subtract the extra ones. Let's get into it. I honestly think this would look cute if I did like some sort of more incorporation of the purple like in the flower section. I just don't know how I would do that without it like looking weird, because like it would just be like one petal of the flower is a certain color, or even I guess I could do like the middle flower is a different color or something like that. I don't really feel like coordinating that, to be completely honest. I also am very curious if like I could create a version of the flower pattern with chain one gaps, because I do like how it looks. Obviously I've made so many of these now, but I also am curious, like, I mean, it would take a lot of kind of like calculations to figure out like the way I would transfer the number of stitches and stuff like that, but I think it would look cool. And then I probably would have to also decrease like the number of stitches I'm doing for the other sections, like the other petals and stuff would probably have to be less chains. Oh wait, I just realized I literally forgot to do my extra double crochets, so we have to do that really quick. I actually wonder, I have 8 double crochets. Maybe I could do like, I could make a couple gaps to make it like more fun than just like extra double crochets. I'll do like that, and that takes up 7 stitches, then I'll add 1 more, and then I'll just like make that at the edge of every row, and then on that side it'll be like reflected. I don't know how that's gonna look. If I hate it, I'll undo it, but I feel like that's more fun than just doing like boring stitches. I don't know. Okay, I always feel like I'm like doing something weird at this point, but maybe it's right. It just looks like it's not gonna fit properly, but maybe it will. Okay, I'm so confused because I actually did this with the other flower top I made recently, where like this first row, I somehow miscalculated how many extra stitches I have. So let me just like get to the end of my 8 here. So I have 3 stitches on this side and 8 extra stitches on this side. That makes like literally no sense. Maybe I'm remembering wrong how many flowers or how many stitches there are per flower, because I think I was calculating it based off of 22 stitches per flower, but if it's 24, that would kind of explain it. And then I think I'm just gonna take apart my decrease from the last row, because for some reason that's gonna make it work out correctly, I think. I don't know why I'm like totally messing this up, but at least I noticed early, right? So then now I would have 6 extra stitches on both sides, which I can still do the gaps, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 8. And then I'll start my gaps. Okay, and then I'll do my next gaps. And then hopefully I'll have 14 stitches left. Which I think I do, because then I'll have 2 stitches, chain 1, skip 1, and then chain 1, skip 1. Okay, I'm still like completely confused why it's turning out like that, but that's fine because now it works. So I'm just gonna move on to the next row, and I don't think I need to check the pattern anymore because now it's pretty obvious like where you're supposed to do everything, I feel like. It honestly definitely helps that I just made that other top, that like I remember it so well, but this is just a pattern that like I pretty much know like the back of my hand. I think it's just when I add those extra double crochets, I'm like, what's happening? It's like not lining up how it should if like I was doing exactly the width of 2 flowers. But that's okay. I honestly don't mind having to like undo at a spot like that, because it's better that I like catch it right there instead of like in rows down and I'm like, oh my god, wait, I completely messed the entire pattern up, you know? Alright, and I honestly might just like lock in and do the rest of this without speaking, because we've made some pretty good progress so far, and yeah, I really like how it looks so far, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. But yeah. Alright, I just finished the bottom of the flower panel, so now I'm just gonna cut it off here and do my purple border. And then I was debating whether I want to do a purple backstrap or a beige one. I think I'll decide like once I've already done the border, because then it'll probably be more obvious like what the contrast would be, because originally I definitely wanted purple, but now I'm like, if the border's already purple, is that gonna like look weird? I don't know, we'll see. We will get started. It's honestly looking really good. I'm kind of obsessed, and I really like how these like side gaps look, because I wasn't sure how they would look. I honestly feel like there is technically extra space to be able to correct that, but I do think like with the original one, it normally is like right up to the edge on that like 6 chain row, so I don't think it's supposed to have extra space. I don't know, whatever. I don't even care about calculating it anymore, because this works and I'm done, so I don't really care if it like is technically incorrect anywhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna add that purple on the strap, and then I will show you how the final result is looking. And I do think I will be able to crochet over all my ends, which will be it really nice. But if I miss any, I did grab my darning needle, so I can use that if I need to. Okay, so I'm just gonna tie in my yarn right at this top corner where my other purple yarn ends, and then I will attempt to crochet over both of them, but if that is not successful, that's fine. But I'm just gonna do a single crochet border around literally the whole thing. I do definitely feel like crocheting over ends makes me so much slower because I'm always like trying to make sure that the end is even, and with having two, I'm kind of like really painstakingly slow, but that's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off end over here, which I guess I should start this one earlier, but cut that one too. And these ones, try and tuck that last bit under. Okay, then we'll grab the next end so that it's ready. Alright, my camera battery is about to die, so I think I'm just going to join you back when I'm done with this section. Okay, I'm basically done. I do have one end to weave in because that was my last one, so there was no way for me to crochet over it, but otherwise successful with crocheting over my ends, which is amazing. And then after that, I'm just gonna add the back chain and weave it in, and we're all the way done. I think I'm gonna go purple now. I don't know. I'm so indecisive. The only thing is I do want there to be the chain across the top, so that's why I'm like not gonna do both. But all these decisions. Okay, I think that's where I'm gonna end it off, and then we'll just weave it through. And there we go. We are literally done. Oh yeah, I forgot to cut off these ends. I'm gonna do that really quick. Okay, perfect. Now we are actually done, and it looks so cute. I'm honestly so obsessed with this color combo. I don't know like why I've never thought to do something like this where it's just random like pops of color, but it looks so cute. And honestly, I feel like I don't know, it almost looks better than like the full one color ones. I don't know. You be the judge. Here's my gray one, all one color. Well, actually, they're both cute. I don't know. I don't think I can choose. They're just both cute. Like, yeah, very adorable. I will try this on in a bit. Probably not right now, but for you guys, it'll be really soon. And yeah, I'm so happy with how this turned out. And honestly, it's just inspiring me to make more flower tops with more fun colors. Like, oh my god, what if I just got a yarn that like naturally changes color on its own and see how it turns out with this? Because I really like kind of just letting like almost like fate decide how like the color will work in a top like this. That would be really cool. Okay, so many ideas. I will try this on for you in a second, and yeah, I'm so happy. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys, this is so cute. Like literally. Also, sorry for the crazy angle. I literally could not find a better way to show it without cropping out part of the shirt or part of my head. So we'll switch to like a more face cam in a second. But literally so cute. And even the back, like, I don't know how to get my hair out of the way. It like doesn't look like odd, and I feel like sometimes when I do like a crisscross tie, it looks like a little bit weird. But yeah, it's so cute. Okay, you can see most of it from this angle, but I'm so happy. Just literally like this top is just like my favorite thing in the world ever, and every time I make it, I'm just like ecstatic. So I'm just like on top of the world right now. I don't know, what's something crazy that people do? I could go I couldn't be happier. Like, even though I'm far away, I'm still like in love with it. And then I was taking pictures in the mirror, of course, for the thumbnail, and it looked super cute there too. And I don't know, I threw on jeans because I had my sweats on, but it also looks cute like as a normal outfit, because when I had my sweats on, it was like, what is this interesting outfit? But I'm so happy. Again, if you guys want to do the flower tube top or like make one of your own, make sure to check down below because I will have the tutorial linked. And also, it might already be sold, I don't know, because this is going to be really pre-filmed, but I also am selling a flower tube top because it's the one that like didn't fit me that well. If it's already sold, feel free to DM me. I'm happy to make one for you as a commission. It will be a little bit more expensive than if you're just buying off of my Depop because I'm like choosing the specific yarn for you and everything. But yeah, I would happily make many more of these, so DM me. I will literally probably make it in like 2 days and then ship it to you like right then. Like, that's how much I want to make these. But yeah, obviously if like a ton of people start messaging me, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but I kind of doubt that's gonna happen. It's gonna be like one person, maybe like a month from now or something. But otherwise, yeah. And if you want to see the flower tube top that I made for my friend, I will try to remember to link that down below, but I might forget, so I will do my best. And yeah, I just am absolutely obsessed. This is so cute. I love the color combo. Obviously I just love this top in general, but the color combo made it like so cute. And I definitely am gonna make another one of these with like color changing yarn, but maybe I'll wait a second because I think it's good for me to like not always be making the same project over and over, just simply because on my YouTube it's probably gonna be boring if like every video I post is just me making these. So I'm gonna like take a second, make other stuff. I have some tutorials I need to make that I've really been wanting to make, but then like I just had the idea for this and I was like, I have to make it. Yeah, I don't know, I'm so happy, you guys. Like, literally this couldn't have turned out better. It's perfect, and I do not say that lightly. Like, I never say that any crochet project is perfect, like literally ever. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out my Depop for all the other crochet stuff I sell as well, and DM me for commissions, and check out my TikTok because I go live on there sometimes now. And otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to let me know if you have ideas for videos because I'm happy to make them, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, I just finished, and every time I make it, I'm just like ecstatic. Look at it. Like, look how cute this is. Oh my god. Literally slayed, slayage. So cute.